This is your High Desert Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events. High school football's second-to-last round of regular season games held no surprises in Mojave River League results. Robert Metzger's Oak Hills Bulldogs beat Sultana 35-24. Wide receiver Maurice Parker caught 4 touchdown passes from Diego Lopez after Carson Cox opened the scoring with his 19th touchdown of the season. The game was not quite as close as the score might indicate. Sultana's touchdowns came in the fourth quarter after the Bulldogs had built a 35-3 lead. Oak Hills clinched at least a share of their third straight Mojave River League championship. The Bulldogs close out regular season play, hosting Burroughs Thursday. Hesperia's 28-7 victory at Serrano gives the Scorpions their first playoff berth in 9 years. Casey Goodnow's vaunted defense was the difference maker. Gavin Stope, 71, caused a fumble, recovered a fumble, and added a game-clinching sack. Running back Delon Williams scored his 13th and 14th touchdowns of the year. Wide receiver Don Henry and running back Zamar Malvo also scored for the Scorpions. Hesperia needs to beat Sultana next to clinch second place in the MRL. TC Cleveland's playoff hopes for the Sultans hinge on whether or not they upset the Scorpions in that key game rivalry contest Friday. Noah Seeley threw 4 touchdown passes to 4 different receivers as Apple Valley shut out Burroughs in Ridgecrest. Kyle Godfrey's Sun Devils host Casey Mahalchik's Serrano Diamondbacks Friday, October 27th. The outcome will determine who finishes third in the Mojave River League and automatically qualifies for a playoff berth. Desert Sky League games were close encounters decided by 1 touchdown in the Adelanto win over Victor Valley and a missed 2-point conversion attempt in the Barstow Silverado nail-biter. Saints defensive back Mario Smith's pick 6 was the game winner in Adelanto's win at Victor Valley. Rafael Perry's Saints appear playoff bound, finishing 2-2 in league play and unchallenged for third place in the DSL. Robert Kistner's Jackrabbits have an outside chance at making the playoffs as a wild card selection if they beat Silverado and finish 6-4 overall. Barstow defensive back Damian Perriman blocked Silverado's pass attempt for a game-tying 2-point conversion, and Clay Lilamaya's Aztecs survived the Hawks' upset bid to remain unbeaten in the DSL. Barstow scored twice in the first quarter, first on Dwayne Williams to Elijah Sanders-Diggs' 79-yard pass play. The Aztecs maintained a 14-0 lead entering the fourth quarter. Chase Weiss' touchdown passes brought Kieran Jones's Hawks within 2 with 30 seconds remaining prior to the failed 2-point conversion try. The Desert Sky League Championship comes down to Granite Hills colliding with the Aztecs at Langworthy Field on Friday. This online sports report brought to you by the Holiday Inn in Victorville, the Holiday Inn, conference and convention center for the High Desert, and destination of choice of visitors and travelers to the Victor Valley. Looking back in High Desert sports history, quarterbacks prevail in a pair of lopsided gridiron highlights reels. Rams' Sam Allen accounts for 5 of his team's 10 touchdowns in the most lopsided victory in Victor Valley College history. Silverado's Sam Taylor scores 1 and throws for 3 touchdowns in this 2014 Hawks win at Adelanto. Coach Dave Hoover's Victor Valley College Rams register the most one-sided victory in school history in defeating Compton 79-0, the widest margin of victory in Rams history. 10 different Rams score, with quarterback Sam Allen scoring the first Rams touchdown and passing for 4 more.
It was a team fight today. Everybody fought hard, and huge shout out to the defense. This defensive linemen were getting at our DBs, we're covering them well. O-line, huge shout out to them. They played a great game. I had all time back there today. And receivers played well. We were going up and getting it. We played hard.
From the 2, Sam Allen fakes to Aaron Parker, comes this way and takes it across, untouched, for Victor Valley's first touchdown of the day. Desmond Johnson takes the quick pass from Sam Allen, gets a block from Devontae Milligan, sprints this way and goes airborne into the end zone. Touchdown from 38 yards out. The third touchdown for the Rams comes on this 3rd and 12 from the 29. Sam Allen, perfectly thrown ball. Dakota Prussia, post pattern, hauling it in at the goal line. Jason Knowles cuts off the block of 290-pound center Andrew Regan, breaks a tackle, and scores to make it 28-0. Sam Allen makes quick work of the next scoring drive, getting it to Devontae Milligan behind the Compton secondary, 56 yards for a 35-0 lead with 4.5 minutes remaining before halftime. Sam Allen to Justin Davis, 22, from 18 yards out, 42-0 Rams, 90 seconds before halftime. 38 seconds remain in the half. 38 seconds is plenty of time to mount a scoring drive if it is to consist of one play, a 70-yard dash by Desmond Johnson. The Rams take a 48-0 lead heading into halftime. The Rams' first touchdown of the second half comes on Aaron Parker's run from the 7. Desmond Johnson carries it in from 9 yards out, making it 65-0. The Victor Valley College offense racks up 612 yards in total offense this day. The Rams lead the state in rushing touchdowns with 23. The last touchdown of the day comes on this run from Ametria Scott. The Abbeville, South Carolina freshman, Scott scores from 11 yards out with 10 minutes yet to play. The final, 79-0. Victor Valley College moves to 6-1 on the year, 3-1 in the American Mountain Conference. Silverado quarterback Sam Taylor throws for 3 touchdowns and rushes for another in the Hawks' 48-3 Desert Sky League victory at Adelanto.
My role on this team is just to run the offense and just be a leader overall. I mean, we have a great team here. We just got to take advantage of this. And
Silverado's defense holds Adelanto to 176 yards total offense, 39 in the second half. Arthur Franklin on his role.
I think of it as it's a step-by-step process through every game. I define my role by basically just come out there and playing and help my team out.
Quincell Neal Riles darts outside, gets a downfield block from Mike O'Bannon, carries to pay dirt from 25 yards out. The Hawks draw first blood. The fake to Michael Dunlap. Taylor starts outside, cuts back, and sprints, untouched, for the second Silverado touchdown. We are 6.5 minutes in. It's Sam Taylor to Mike O'Bannon. 6 points, Silverado. 2:05 to play in the opening stanza. 21-0 Hawks. Adelanto's punt is taken on the hop by Michael Dunlap, who sheds a pair of tacklers as he heads toward the Hawks sideline. Dunlap cuts back in and wins the foot race to the goal line. 60 yards on the punt return.
We got Barstow next week at home, and Victor after that to finish out league, and we got a lot of momentum going right now, and we're pretty happy about that.
Bid Fast and Last is sold on showcasing headline makers seasons past. You can bid virtual live online on firearms, vehicles, coins, antiques, classic cars, and more at bidfastandlast.com.
Start fires, kick ass, take names, and rock and roll.
Your way, Internet.
Congratulations on your first win.
Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road.
Go, 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 go.
bid test, and last sold on supporting High Desert Sports. The Bradco Companies, supporting all of the teams and sports programs throughout the Mojave River Valley. Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. Valu Quality Truck Body. Valu manufactures state-of-the-art truck bodies for the construction industry nationwide. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. Silverwood, the developers of the Silverwood Master Planned Community, support the teams, athletes, and sports programs of all our High Desert and Mojave River Valley schools. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, Conference and Convention Center for the High Desert. The Holiday Inn, supporting the teams, schools, and sports programs throughout the Victor Valley. Terry Kurtz here, inviting you to join us on Terry Kurtz Online, the half-hour report on High Desert and Mojave River Valley events and activities, entertainment, and history. It shows 3 times daily at 7:30 and 11:30 mornings and 4:30 in the afternoon, right here on Victor Valley TV, immediately following your High Desert Sports Report. It's the most informative and entertaining half-hour of High Desert television today. Shane Young leads Oak Hills onto the field and to the Mojave River League Championship. The Bulldogs beat Apple Valley 41-27 in the Battle of the Titans among High Desert teams. Shane Young scores 3 touchdowns on passes from Diego Lopez as the Bulldogs lead Apple Valley in their rear-view mirror, scoring 4 times from very long distance. 68 and 52 yards on Diego Lopez to Shane Young connections, 64 yards on the Diego Lopez to Shea Gabriel screen pass, and icing the game on Carson Cox's 75-yard dash in the 4th quarter that closes out the scoring. The first quarter showed both teams stuffing the opponent's ground game. Oak Hills' Charles King, 99, throwing the ball carrier for a loss during Apple Valley's opening possession. Thaddeus Jones, 24, throws the ball carrier for a loss on the Sun Devils' second play from scrimmage. Then Gabriel Lucero, 15, leading the pack of dogs, driving the ball carrier back. It is 3 and out for the home team to start out. Apple Valley's defense, equally effective at shutting down the Bulldogs' ground game at the outset. Dustin Reynolds, 4, throwing the Oak Hills ball carrier for a loss. Isaiah Zuniga, 1, the sack on the Bulldogs quarterback. What turns out to be a rare occasion, the Oak Hills line fails to give their junior quarterback time to throw, or Diego Lopez is unable to scramble and buy time before connecting with the receiver. The game's first touchdown comes by way of Apple Valley's passing attack. Noah Seeley scrambles, reverses field, and sees Dustin Reynolds breaking back across the middle. The touchdown from 19 yards out puts the Sun Devils on the scoreboard with a little over 3 minutes remaining in a very fast-moving first quarter. Diego Lopez and company respond rapidly. First play following Apple Valley's touchdown, 64 yards to the end zone on the screen pass to Shea Gabriel. It's 7-7. We go to 2nd and long for the Bulldogs at the Apple Valley 22, 4 minutes into the second quarter. It does not take long for sophomore running back Carson Cox to cover the 22 yards. Oak Hills takes the lead 13-7. The extra point attempt was blocked. A Kyler Peters field goal narrows the Oak Hills lead to 3. We see 13-10 at the midway mark of the second quarter. That score holds up at halftime. Oak Hills scores the only touchdown in the third quarter. Diego Lopez to Shane Young on the 56-yard collaboration that makes it 20-10 Bulldogs. A second Kyler Peters field goal draws the Sun Devils within 7, 20-13. The fourth quarter becomes like the 10th round of a heavyweight championship bout. Both teams throwing their best punches. Diego Lopez to Shane Young on the 22-yard scoring play on the first play of the fourth quarter. Bulldogs pull away 27-13. Apple Valley's homecoming king, Dustin Reynolds, determined to wrestle the MRL crown from the visitors. The touchdown from 9 yards out, and the Bulldogs' lead is cut back to 7, 27-20. Until Diego Lopez goes back to Shane Young on the 68-yarder, less than a minute later, 34-20. 9 minutes remain in the game. It is Dustin Reynolds, a third time crossing the goal line, this time from 2 yards out, 34-27. Just over 2 minutes remain. The Sun Devils need a stop. Carson Cox puts a stop to that happening. Second play into the Oakville's ensuing possession, 75 yards through an enormous hole carved out by the Bulldogs' O-line. Hockey Fano, speaking on behalf of his linemen.
Hockey, what made the difference in this game?
We're just more physical. We played our hearts out, you know. We've been preparing for this for a long time. And it felt good. As you can see, everybody was excited. We got the stands up and everything.
Player of the game honors from this sportscaster's vantage point, Diego Lopez.
What made the difference in this game?
Our receivers were better than the secondary. Our line was more physical up front. Give me time, and our receivers won the game. So did our line. It's all love.
Victor Valley College relies on their passing game to score against Mount San Jacinto, hoping to snap the 5-game winning streak by the first-place team in the conference. The Rams shut out Mount San Jac the first quarter on this brightly sun-filled but very, very windy third Saturday in October 2022. Defensive highlights are abundant in the early going. Mac Miller, 10, running down the ball carrier in lateral pursuit on the visitors' first play from scrimmage. Mac Miller returning all-conference defensive back. He played his high school football at 29 Palms. Adrian Rodriguez fights off the block and wrestles down the Eagles' 6-foot, 227-pound running back, one of 24 solo tackles on the year for the VVC sophomore. Adrian Rodriguez is 6'1", 230. The former Oak Hills Bulldog All-Mojave River League linebacker is Coach Artie Allen's defensive captain. It is Andrew Valdez, 37, this time treating the Eagles ball carrier roughly, flipping him down for no gain. Andrew Valdez registers 7 solo tackles this day, giving him 22 on the season. Samaj Yerby, 33, gets an assist from a Mount San Jacinto lineman who holds his quarterback for a moment before the Rams linebacker gets the sack. This time, Mac Miller initiates the sack, quickly joined by Aaron Morrow, 42, who the announcer and statistician credit with the sack. Aaron Morrow, a freshman defensive end and former Adelanto Saint. This is the last play of the first quarter. Lance Henderson joins the sack the quarterback party. This is the second play of the second quarter. Lance Henderson is the former Granite Hills Cougars linebacker who was not only twice an All-Desert Sky League linebacker, but was DSL Defensive Player of the Year for Coach Alex Gonzalez's Cougars in his junior season. Here's what happens when you have scouted the opponent thoroughly and call for the right defensive alignment at the right time. Mount San Jacinto threatens 2nd and 9 at the Rams' 22. Adrian Rodriguez, silhouetted by the bright background, reads, pass, drops back, fills the passing lane, reaches up and makes the interception. From this vantage point, the lighting is improved, but we do not capture Adrian Rodriguez's anticipation and execution as clearly. Regardless of the camera angle and vantage point, an excellent demonstration of scouting the opponent so meticulously, calling for the proper defensive alignment, seeing the player commit to his role in that alignment, and executing to perfection. Watch 41, Leolofi Chen Wong, in among Rams tacklers, denying the visitors the end zone on this goal line stand. Leolofi Chen Wong, who stands 5'7", was an all-Desert Sky League linebacker during his playing days for the Barstow Aztecs. He is 4th on the team in total tackles 6 games in. The Rams' touchdown comes on this 17-yard pass, Tyler Karen to Hosea Stokes on a 4th and 3, Rams' first possession of the third quarter. Hosea Stokes' 3rd touchdown reception of the year, Tyler Karen's 11th touchdown pass. Tyler Karen completes 14 passes for 176 yards against one of the top defensive teams in the conference. 6 of those completions go to Hosea Stokes. Tyler Karen's longest completion of the day, 38 yards, on the Matt Lowe reception, and the sophomore tight end's trademark yards after catch. Rams' leading ball carrier this day, Kenyard Edwards, who registers another 100 yards plus rushing day. The all-conference sophomore out of Apple Valley carries for 114 yards. The final score in this one, Mount San Jacinto 34, Victor Valley College Rams 7. Next home game for the Rams, November 12th, against College of the Desert. This Victor Valley College Sports Report is presented by the Bradco Companies, Joseph W. Brady's Bradco Companies, Mojave River Valley's longest-standing full-service commercial brokerage firm. Looking back in high desert sports history, Silverado and Granite Hills offer something extra in this 2011 DSL pairing. Serrano beats the Sun Devils in this decisive 2016 Mojave River League clash. A full plate of events on the menu for October's 3rd weekend in 2016, a rodeo, California Fight League, and in Hesperia what they call the Key Game.
Nothing extra? Perhaps a fitting subtitle to Silverado's telltale victory over Granite Hills in what some feel is the showdown for the Desert Sky League title. Nothing extra? The teams combined for 5 touchdowns, but when it came to extra points, only 1. And that held bearing through to the final Granite Hills drive to the 2-minute mark in the 4th quarter. Silverado struck first. First quarter, Fox 3rd possession. Landon Coleman one-hands the flat pass from Rishan Perez, juggles it momentarily, breaks to the outside, and races down the far sideline 70 yards to score. Granite Hills consistently met with success moving the ball. Quarterback Colin Willis would complete 22 passes on the night. Wavon Parker caps this second quarter drive, bulldozing his way to pay dirt from the 8. But the scoreboard won't change on the extra point attempt. It's blocked, and the Hawks remain in front 7-6. Silverado sets out on a sustained drive Hawks ball at the 17. Darrell White, the 5'5" senior speedster, up the middle, diving into the end zone for the second Hawks touchdown. You see the reaction by Coach Carl Posey when the extra point is missed and the score holds at Hawks 13, Cougars 6. On to the 4th. Cougars first-year coach Obi Galindo with a huge 4th down decision deep in Granite Hills territory. Go for it on 4th down. And Wavon Parker gets outside for the big gain. Then the play of the game. At the 36, Willis hands off. And as the cameraman loses track of the action, the double reverse pass has the same effect on Hawks defenders. Corey Brooks, all alone in the end zone. Here's how that play unfolded. The double reverse. The ball is kicked back to Willis, who connects with Brooks for 6. Granite Hills is an extra point away from tying it up, but their point after attempt is botched, leaving them trailing 13-12. Rishan Perez, keeper, late in the 4th quarter to the 2. Darrell White getting the call and carrying over. The missed extra point kept Granite Hills in reach. It's 19-12. But the final Cougars drive ends near midfield when they turn the ball over on downs. The outcome goes a long way in determining who wins the Desert Sky League.
Brandon Mercio scores 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, and Serrano pulls away from Apple Valley for a 25-6 victory in a decisive and defining Mojave River League battle. Diamondbacks defense dictates the tempo of the game after the Sun Devils had gone ahead on a Seth Baker touchdown on Apple Valley's second possession. Jonathan Ibarra's safety smothering Mossy Bell in the end zone early in the fourth quarter gives the Diamondbacks a 12-6 lead. The Tony Willis touchdown from 5 yards out gives Serrano their first lead in the Diamondbacks' possession following Apple Valley's first quarter score. Serrano recovers from trailing early and scores 25 unanswered points to remain unbeaten in MRL play. Among the most intense of the Friday night lights shining, these at J. Reed Stadium in Hesperia, where it is the Sultana Sultans versus the Hesperia Scorpions, the key game. Coach Keith Locklier's Sultans may very well be the best 2-5 team in CIF Division 11. Sultana is ranked 8th in Division 11, one notch below the 7th ranked and 7-1 Victor Valley Jackrabbits. The Sultans are out to snap the Scorpions' 4-game win streak in the Cross-City Rivalry Key Game Series. Hesperia won last year 28-15. But the Sultans intend to add to their 11 wins to 9 advantage in the overall series. This weekend, you'll find bull riding, bronc riding, rodeo, thrills, and excitement at the second annual Adelanto Wounded Warriors National Police Rodeo Association event. It's an all-out, rough-and-tumble, wild and woolly family entertainment event. Bull and bronc riding, barrel racing, shoot dogging, mutton busting, and calf and boot scrambles. The second annual Adelanto Wounded Warriors NPRA Rodeo, with proceeds benefiting the Wounded Warriors and Blue Cut fire victims. 9 Cobra Kai fighters will be in the ring Saturday, October 22nd.
We've got 10 fights on the card this evening, and you've got different levels. We've got beginners starting out, and you've also got some amateurs that are moving their way onto the pro card. But this is just giving the fans and everybody in the community a great opportunity to come out and see some live action.
We're giving fighters from all the different gyms a chance to showcase their talent and come up through the ranks and give back to the community. High Desert has been starving for promotion, and the California Fight League's night has brought it. It's exciting. It's electric out there. As a High Desert local, it means a lot to me to be able to do a show in my own backyard.
Valu Quality Truck Bodies presents these high-performance flashbacks this date in High Desert, Mojave River Valley sports history. Valu manufactures state-of-the-art truck bodies for the construction industry nationwide. Valu Quality Truck Bodies, family-owned and operated locally since 1954. Valu Quality Truck Bodies, proudly showcasing teams, athletes, competitive activities, and community programs throughout our High Desert. Terry Kurtz here, inviting you to join us on Terry Kurtz Online, the half-hour report on High Desert and Mojave River Valley events and activities, entertainment, and history. It shows 3 times daily at 7:30 and 11:30 mornings and 4:30 in the afternoon, right here on Victor Valley TV, immediately following your High Desert Sports Report. It's the most informative and entertaining half-hour of High Desert television today. Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill, corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road in Victorville. Bid fast and last, world-class auctioneers. Valu Quality Truck Bodies, Joseph W. Brady's Bradco Companies, Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. Silverwood, the developers of the Silverwood Master Planned Community. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen print Printing and Mastercraft Embroidery Design. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville, Conference and Convention Center for the Victor Valley. The Holiday Inn supports our area's teams, schools, athletes, and sports programs. This is your High Desert Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events.